as we just sort of sit back and figure out places Cam could go where he might be a difference maker and they might be able to win, what jumps to your mind?
Yeah, I think going out to Los Angeles and joining the Chargers and competing with Tyrod Taylor is a good spot for Cam Newton. But I actually am going to reiterate the point I made yesterday, and I've been saying all along, is I would love to see him in New England. Maybe since he's a free agent, he would expect more money than they'd be willing to pay up there. But who would fit better in that situation than Cam Newton?
Oh, I think we have lost. Is that just in my ear, or have we lost Neek's audio? Okay, we've lost the audio there on him. Bear with us, folks, as we sort of try to navigate this thing together. Let me go back to Orlovsky. You had said earlier this morning, and for those just joining us, Dan, that you love the idea of Cam in L.A. with the Chargers.
Yeah, absolutely, Greeny. And we've talked about Cam as the individual player. And a lot of us have referenced, like in 2018, midway through that season, Cam Newton was an MVP type of player, playing really high-level football before the shoulder injury. But I looked at the flip side of it and said, okay, well, what are the Chargers? And the Chargers are a team that in 2018 themselves had 12 wins. And they were going on the road into Foxborough, and a lot of people thought they were going to give the Patriots a run for their money. This is 18 months later. They were 5-5 last year, and then the wheels fell off. And so the Chargers, as a team right now, Greeny, are in win-now mode. Top 5 defense, superstars on the outside in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, a great tight end in Hunter Henry, a versatile back in Austin Eckler, 2 new pieces on their offensive line in Trey Turner and Brian Bulaga. So, like, they are win-now mode. And I look at it and going, wait, if you're the Chargers and you want to draft a young quarterback, you can still do that and sign Cam Newton, because if you get any type of 2018 version of Cam Newton, all of a sudden you're a contender. And I promise you this, Greeny, you know who doesn't want the Chargers to sign Cam Newton? The Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills, because they see it the same way. I promise you they're sitting there thinking, man, if that Chargers team, led by Bosa and Derwin James, if they get that player, if they get 2018 Cam Newton, we now have another team in the AFC that we're going to have to contend with, because that team is built to win right now.
I agree with everything that you were saying. The concern I would have, and I was on SportsCenter with the crew last night on the 6 o'clock SportsCenter, and they pointed out that there were 3 #1 overall picks who are currently free agents: Clowney, Winston, and Cam. The question I would have about Cam Newton is not about how great he is if healthy. The question is, does he look like a guy who has just taken all the hits that his body is going to be able to take? Because a doctor can tell you this injury is healed and that injury is healed. But I believe all football players just have a certain amount of punishment that they can withstand. And does it sometimes look to you like Cam Newton has maybe taken all the hits that he can?
It didn't in 2018, Greeny. And listen, we haven't evolved in a different version of Cam Newton. Do I expect 2015 or 14 Cam Newton when he was running through people's chests? Absolutely not. But I think of it like this. There might be some truth to what you're saying. Like, you know what, doctors can tell me he's healthy, but maybe those hits have added up. But what happens if this costs me $8 million as an organization? You mean to tell me that the Chargers can sit there and say, yes, we think that Tyrod Taylor is going to be a greater version than potentially what we can get for Cam Newton? Like, think of that. Think of the potential return on your investment as an organization that you could potentially hit. And so I don't expect Cam Newton to be the runaround Superman player that we saw of the past. But what happens if we get 85 or 90% of that Cam Newton? Then we're talking about a problem for the rest of that conference, and that's a big, big deal. And so I don't see a watered-down Cam Newton when it comes to his competitiveness or his toughness.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.